The Five Nights at Freddy series is one big mystery, famous thanks to its intricate storytelling and mysterious topics and ways of demonstrating its lore. FNAF has come a long way since the simple point-and-click horror game it once was. But even after years of theorizing and research, what is still a mystery? That's what we're exploring today. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm Connor Monroe and this is the Top 10 Scary FNAF Mysteries. Let's do it. And at 10, Mrs. Afton. We know little about Mrs. Afton. We don't even know if there really was a Mrs. Afton. We know William probably had some form of woman in his life, assuming his kids are his biological kids and not adopted ones, but we also have no idea of who this woman was, or if she's alive, if she died, or if she just divorced William. Or, hell, she could have just been the baby mama. There have been many rumors or ideas that were started by different FNAF parody songs and animations involving car accidents and the missus walking in on whatever William was doing, but none of these have ever been confirmed, so treating them as fact is just a major mistake. Major mistake. There is also no official name yet for Mrs. Afton. Some people call her Clara because of The Immortal and the Restless, the soap opera from Sister Location, since there was a vampire in purple that people compared to William, which for some reason meant that even though William's name isn't Vlad, that Clara was 100% the name of his wife, which isn't true, okay? Clara Afton doesn't exist, at least yet. And some, including myself, think that Vanessa from Security Breach will be revealed as Mrs. Afton, or at least an earlier version of her. Or at least the baby mama, whatever. But she has no canon name as of yet, so stop calling her Clara Afton, okay? If I see it in the comments, I'm gonna rage. And at 9, Bite of 87. The Bite of 87 has been around since the first FNAF game, the mysterious incident of someone getting their frontal lobe removed when bitten by an animatronic. We think the one who got bit is Jeremy, at least some do, but we don't know who did the biting. Some think that it was Golden Freddy, some think that it was Fredbear because of FNAF 4, even though that took place in 1983, not 1987. But this incident has been a point of frustration for a lot of FNAF theorists over the years, and the funny part is, it doesn't matter anymore. The story has evolved so much and gotten so convoluted that the Bite of 87 has no impact on the story anymore. I don't think figuring out what animatronic bit someone's brain is gonna help us figure out how William turned his spirit into scannable code and then took over a VR game in Hell Wanted. I just don't. The world of FNAF has moved far away from the original Survive Five Nights and think about why the animatronics are breathing weird, changing newspaper clippings on the posters and wall. Yeah, we're in the endgame now. And at 8 is William back. The man who always comes back. Honestly, I thought we were done with him, until he showed a weird stitched up face in Help Wanted. And now, with the release of the State of Play trailer for Security Breach, he could no longer just be game code. The final shot of that trailer was a metallic hand reaching out from behind a box, with purple light reflected on it, and what appeared to be some form of substance melted onto it. It could be flesh, could be a furry suit, it could just be the metal was warping. But alas, it was on fire. And this man who I thought was finally dead could only be getting started. If he can come back from death, nothing would be able to stop him, unless we launch all of the world's nukes at him, thus ending the world, but also ending William once and maybe for all. But even then, he'd probably come back. He's like a cockroach. Or Cher. And at 7, technology. Another lingering problem I've had with this series is their technology. How are they so damn advanced? These people have fully functioning AI and advanced free-roaming animatronics in the 80s, yet somehow when I even suggest the idea of them having cell phones, people freak out in the comments. Like, why do they have all this technology? A robot dog that can text you, that also is always watching and listening, that will kill anything you show emotion towards, good or bad? How is it possible? They've always had advanced technology and it's a big mystery to me as to how. Their world doesn't seem much different to ours, at least ignoring the whole Chuck E. Cheese killing spree and ghost possessing hard drives, but who knows, that might be a thing in our world. They had advanced technology before the remnant metal, and even without it, William made things like small discs that create illusions thanks to emitting high frequency sounds. Why? And at 6, legal action. Why hasn't anyone taken legal action against Fazbear Inc? Sure, there was an investigation, but why didn't anyone open those damn animatronics? Especially when they were leaking and smelt like, I don't know, a rotting corpse? Plus, I'm sure the families of the missing children from the incident could all come together and sue Fazbear Inc. since their kids went missing on their property. I mean, they may not win anything, but they could tie them up with legal fees while also splitting the cost of one attorney for the group. Plus, since it would be such big news, Fazbear Inc. would be totally ruined, but why didn't they? I mean, sure they might have, but we would have learned about it. There was no real legal action taken to get justice for those who went missing. Sure, they tried some stuff, but nothing stuck since they never found the bodies, because they didn't do the obvious thing and search inside the disgusting, leaking, smelly animatronics. It's almost like William had the police in his pocket. Although, at this point, that's probably not the case, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Halfway through number 5, how are they open? I kinda mentioned this in the last number, but how on earth is Fazbear Inc. still alive and profiting? There have been multiple cases of kids going missing in Fazbear establishments. Plus, the games that Scott Cawthon's in-universe stand-in created only made their reputation worse. So bad, in fact, that they had to make their own VR game to try to fix their reputation. Sure, Tape Girl says that they hired Scott to make the games to try and make everything blow over, but we don't know if we can trust her. She could be Vanny for all we know. How is their restaurant open and functional? How did they manage to upgrade to an entire pizzaplex with multiple areas, a go-kart track, laser tag arena, mini golf, a giant jungle gym? How could they do all this while the stories of children going missing is still very much a thing, even after William's death? There have been so many fires additionally at various FNAF locations. FNAF 3 burnt down. FNAF 6's location burnt down. People have to know that something is going on. Why are they still bringing their kids? It's probably the people thinking, oh, it won't happen to me until it does. And at 4, Fazbear Frights. The Fazbear Frights books have helped us solve a lot of the lore, but that's because we've been applying what we see in these books to the story of the games. Fair enough, since everything is usually connected with Scott, but is that what we should be doing? Do these have anything to do with the games? Is the Stitch Wraith going to be introduced, or will it remain in the books? Are we right to assume the burnt man in room 1280 is meant to be William Afton? And does that mean that everyone who told me he died when he was spring-locked have now finally been proven wrong, since the spirit of the child possessing him would have saved him from that? Does that mean everyone in the world knows what William did even though they can't prove it? Because nurses straight up try to kill this man while he lays there, like, basically comatose. We don't know, and we won't know until the entire series is wrapped up. Maybe. Pretty sure the last one is going to be releasing in June or July, or maybe 9 won't be the last one, so who knows? There was only supposed to be 5 at the start, so I think that I've given up thinking that anything is real. Getting close to the end in number 3, timeline. The full complete timeline is a complicated system that nobody has quite been able to crack. MapPad did a good job, but there are still holes there. The full timeline is a mystery that scares every FNAF theorist or would-be theorist just due to its sheer complexity. Multiple events happening at the same time, conflicting statements from multiple sources. The list goes on and on. But even when applying the rules MapPad did, you still have unanswered questions. This is horrifying because we will never know the true story of FNAF. At least until Scott releases a novel that is canon to the games, or that movie comes out for God's sakes. If you're looking for a cast, just let me know, Scott. I'm willing to get killed by an animatronic on camera if that's what it takes. The full timeline is something that can probably never be solved, but we will keep on trying. Maybe we can get a timeline of Help Wanted and After, since I doubt things will be, like, conflicting after this. I hope. And at 2, Crying Child. The Crying Child has been a mystery ever since FNAF 4. He doesn't have a name, despite what people may be calling him, and there is currently a theory working on trying to uncover his name, but as of yet, he isn't named Chris, he isn't named Doug, he isn't named Larry, but not only his name is a mystery, the character himself is a mystery. He dies at the end of FNAF 4, but is told that he will get put back together, presumably by William. But we don't know if he was actually put back together. A while ago I had a theory that he was put back together, but as Michael. And that's what the security logbook was hinting at when it says, "Do you remember your name?" and the party was for you. However, others have different theories, but I stand by mine. But the Crying Child at this point could be anyone. It could be Gregory from Security Breach in all honesty. They both have brown hair and are fascinated with the Fazbear restaurants, so maybe we haven't seen the last of the Crying Child. Finally, in at number 1, why? Why is a question we ask ourselves a lot. Why are we here? Why were we created? But one question every FNAF fan wants answered is, why did William Afton start killing? There are plenty of explanations. None of them, however, have ever been confirmed or canonized. They are all theories. Maybe his wife left him. Maybe she was killed in a car accident. Maybe she walked in on William doing a messed up experiment and William had to deal with her and then he got a taste for it. Maybe he just snapped. Maybe Henry drove him to do it. Maybe he was abused. Maybe he got bullied. Maybe he's the typical run-of-the-mill psychopath. We don't know. And that's partly what makes him such a great villain. We don't know his starting motivations. Later on we learn that he keeps doing this because he wants to live forever with the, the Remnant medal. But before discovering Remnant, we have no idea what his idea was. It could be the key to unlocking the entire series, but we wouldn't know it. There we have it, friends, the top 10 Scary FNAF Mysteries. Which mysteries puzzle you the most, and what mysteries did I miss? Be sure to let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.